Meanwhile, Bataan still searching for answers. We're down to our final 2 minutes. Sazon, libre sa tres. Fourth free for Ives Sazon, but like Javi said, could be a case of a little bit too late.
By the way, Ives Sazon is actually 3 points away from getting to 2,000 points here in the MPBL. He's the MPBL's second all-time leading scorer, kid.
Just behind John Wilson.
Yes.
That's amazing. And every season, double figures in scoring. Ito si Ives Sazon. His best season came when he was playing for Coach Elvis Tolentino with the Marikina Shoemasters.
That was really quite the season para sa kanya.
Oh, they force a turnover. They get a stop. (73-58), a minute and 38 left. Bataan, one last push. Darang, the switch of Kalisaan on him. Darang falls down, gets it in. Back-to-back freeze by Bataan.
This is just a 12-point lead. But is this enough time for the Risers to rise back in this game? Tough shot right there over the much taller Mike Kalisaan. This was the previous three. Ives Sazon knocking it down from the left flank, getting him to just to the 3 points of 2,000.
He chopped down to 12, 73-61. We'll pause for a break. But first, our focus here.
Wow.
Laban ng Bataan and San Juan. And walang natapyas sa game clock natin, Javi. Offensive foul against John Calinato. So, ideal scenario if you're Bataan. Especially if they could make this a 3-possession ball game heading into the final minute. Marvin Gamboa comes in. Si Ubalde lalabas muna dito. Baseline inbound. Darang lobs it to Rafi Octobre. Tom Vera, Sazon. Oh, di sila nagkaintindihan ni Mitchell Maines. Really smart by AC Soberano pulling it out. Hard foul given up by Ives Sazon. Di nakatingin si Mitchell Maines while Ives Sazon dish out that pass.
But if you're Maines, you should have expected the double to come to Ives Sazon, especially with the three that he hit earlier.
And yun yung next level, no, for Mitchell Maines. You know, those kinds of mistakes is something that they can't afford. Especially ngayon, naghahabol sila dito as we see AC Soberano sink in his first free throw.
Yeah, that's the last guy you want to foul and put at the free throw line. As you take a look at the original Tapal King, Mr. Philip Cesar.
So, Boss Jun Usman.
Yes. Oh.
Na alam ko back-to-back All-Star MVP ba?
Si Boss Jun?
Oo, alam ko
Naku, di ko na lang maalala
Ay, binabanggit ni Richard Tampos yan Meanwhile, we see here Mitchell Maines score with his left hand. Now has 15 points. At San Juan, abante pa rin ng 12 puntos. Penalty na ang Bataan. Risers, our player of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, they're gonna try and really milk this penalty situation they're in and try to expect that the Knights will miss free throws. But so far, 3 out of 3 in the last 3 charity attempts para dito sa San Juan Knights.
This time for Bataan, they were doomed by their slow start. They went down early by as many as 21 points. San Juan, ngayon, find themselves abante pa rin ng 14 puntos, 77-63. We're still here at the FPJ Arena sa bayan ng San Jose in Batangas. And these fans enjoying this action-packed games. Angkop-tangkop sa ating venue. We have Captain Marbel, Commissioner Kenneth Durendes.
Also, Boss Robert Cayo, Boracay de la Ia.
53.4 seconds remaining here. Bataan still trying to make their push. Down by 14. But there were a lot of games for Bataan early this season. Pretty much winnable as we see Octobre with the reverse. But especially nga yung last game nila against Batangas City, even against Caloocan. They will fall down to 1-5 here unless a sort of miracle happens here. Although we've seen stranger things happen. You know, that's the theme of the MPBL so far, Javi. Yung unpredictability, a lot of close games. Saan napapansin ko, laging ikaw yung commentator, Javi, pag meron nakaka-half-court shot.
Oo nga eh. Well, actually, di naman ako yung commentator nung Keanu Caballero heave. But yeah, I've seen a lot of those.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Parang pag game winner, madalas si Boss Edelfo.
Oo. Si Keanu, even last season, si Opiso.
Oo, tama.
And that last game yesterday, actually balikan natin yung mga yon, Caloocan and Jensen. I think Jensen was already on top by 8 points. That was 70-62, Javi. And then Chris Biton happened for the Batang Kangkalu as Robbie Darang scores. Lays it up and in with his offhand.
Yeah, that was another heartbreaking loss para sa Jensen. You know, they've experienced a third straight loss. Prior to that, they lost big time against the Abra Weavers. Before that, it was loss against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. A game which they should have taken care of already at the end game, but then Archie Concepcion happened. So, you know, for Jensen, I think it's only a matter of time before they realize how to really secure those victories. They have a lot of veterans on the roster. Just not the same talent that they've had compared to the previous years, but I'm sure Coach Elvis Tolentino will be still trying to instill that competitive spirit and fire into his players.
Look at the numbers of Orlan Wamar. Despite the poor shooting from the field, 11 points still, 11 assists. And what about Pasay?
Oh yeah.
Proving themselves to be the giant killers early this season. They won against Abra by 10. And then that win against the Quezon Huskers, dealing them their first loss.
Those are both favorites to win the national title. Abra and Quezon. And just like what happened last year, they stopped the winning streak of the Quezon Huskers. Although last year, 16-0 na nung tinalo ng Pasay. Pero ngayon, 4-0. It's the same thing.
Pero muli itong San Juan flying under the radar. Although last season, mas convincing yung mga panalo nila, Javi. They've been blowing out the opposition. Pero dito medyo shaky start despite still undefeated. But ito, no, maganda yung naging simula nila against Bataan. And how about the trio of Orlan Wamar, Mike Calisan, and Dexter Marquez?
Very unlikely trio if you ask me. But, I mean, they get the job done. And they've been showing that it's not always the same formula every time. It's a case-to-case basis per team. Para sa kanila, ito yung gumagana. And Orlan Wamar running the show has really pulled them to a lot of great heights the past years, and they're hoping for more in this season.
Another win under their belt for the MPBL Season 2 champions, the San Juan Knights, as they dominate the Bataan RISERS. Bataan, unfortunately, will fall down to their third straight loss. And now we check out our best player of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. feel more game with 1xBet.
It was hard not to choose Kalisan, obviously the top scorer in this game with 18 points. Wamar had a really great game, I guess. Also had a splendid performance sa laro na to. But it was really Kalisan who set the tone from start to finish para dito sa koponan ng San Juan.
Double-double, 20 points, 11 rebounds para dito kay Michael Kalisaan. And just another